of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray. Feeling good, Lewis. Well, today's election day. We'll cover that in just a minute, but we're going to take a look here at the DAX index like we always do. And as you can see, we're selling off a little bit as expected after completing that pattern. And then, of course, if we look at the UK market, you'll notice that over this last 4-hour chart, we're getting ready to make a Gartley pattern down here at around the 70-20 level. Folks, these levels won't mean very much when this thing starts to, the results start to come in late this afternoon, early evening, because it'll be crazy. Now, what I would like to do is we have a guest today, of course. Our good friend Norm Winsky will be on at the half-hour break. So that'll be a good thing to listen to what he has to say. But let's go back into the memory book to see what happened during this time on November of 2016, just to give you an idea of where we were and what might possibly happen. Hey, this is my 2 cents worth, folks, so I don't really know. But look at this. This is the E-mini S&P. That was the November the 8th of the election night. You'll notice that we went down. We were limit down. You'll notice that we were in a big strong uptrend after making a beautiful Gartley at the 50% level. The market gapped up really strong in early November and took off. And then on election night, when the world was going to come to an end, we stopped exactly at the 78% level. There was a reason for that, and that is because it was limit down. It couldn't go any lower. But it also happened to be the exact 382 retracement of the low from February of 2018. And when we got to be unchanged on the day, the game was over. What happened was when Florida came to the side of the Republicans, then that really changed the whole thing. Let me just go through a couple of these others that we're looking at. Here's the Dow Jones. Now the Dow Jones had a bigger limit, so this was an actual true number in the Dow Jones as opposed to the S&P, which was limit down. The Dow Jones, I don't believe, hit limit down. It hit the exact 78% level, also the 382 retracement, and then away it went. And you notice that back in February, it was at 20,000, and here we're 6,000 points, well, 5,000 points higher. But the real excitement, believe it or not, and I think you will believe it, was not in the stock market. Let's just take a quick look here. Those of you that remember this, and I happen to be watching this very, very closely that night, you'll notice that in early October, you'll see that the gold had made a low and rallied up and pulled back to a 61% retracement into the election night. And you can see from that 61% retracement, it rallied $70 an ounce and then dropped $70 an ounce. Folks, that whole thing did not take a half an hour. That's how crazy it was. We went from 1350 down to 1250 faster than a rabbit. I mean, it was just about $100 drop in gold. That told you the election pretty much was over when that hit. And of course, the gold continued to go down, into December. That 1120, of course, was the big 61% retracement that we were so very, very bullish about. However, just remember that we could get some really wild swings today. So what do you do? I mean, people say, how do I make money off of this? Hey, let me tell you, I can only give you some ideas. Take a look at the markets that are going down, okay? The markets that have been going down are the Treasury bonds, the crude oil, the stock market, because we're not in a bull market anymore. See, during 2016, we were in a very strong bull market. We're not that way anymore, folks. We've damaged some things here in these markets, as you all well know. I'm going to cover some of these things because we've already seen. Look at the S&P here, folks. Here's where we are. Let's just take a look here. This is not too far from where we are. You see, now we're in a downtrend into this move. During 2016, we were in an uptrend. And if you take a look at, some of the real exciting ones like Apple, look what's happened to Apple. That was the darling of the stock market, and now, it's got leprosy. People are really not even, not even paying attention to the stock because it's under such great pressure. Let's just look at it here. Now, we'll notice here, because yesterday we hit a really critical level. You'll notice on the Apple, we went right down to the 198.20. We're trading at around 200 this morning. That 198.20 is the 1.27 expansion. We're already through the 61% retracement, comes in at $200 a share. So anything below that 198 level is going to signal you're going to drop another $10 down to the 78% level. So this is not a bullish sign. And I don't know whether the election results will mean anything to change any of this or not, but we're basically in a bear market. We're not in a bull market like we were before. All you have to do is to look at a few of these others, and you'll notice here, look at Netflix. I mean, look what's happened to Netflix. We completed the big ABCD pattern from last March, and we really haven't gone anywhere. We've had barely a 382 retracement. So this is another sign that tells you that, things are not as bullish as they might want to try you to think that they are. That's, the basic of, what we're looking at. If we take a look at the NASDAQ, just take a quick look at this. This is from yesterday because it had such a big break. You'll notice that we're in a massive downtrend. You can see the large ABCD pattern that ended there on the 28th of October. Yesterday, we stopped right at the 50% level. As long as we can hold that, you still have a bullish upside. And if there's a possibility that this would be an ABCD structure, you had a low of 60, 65, 80. You had a high of 71, 50. So that's roughly 300 points. You add 300 points to 68.80, and that's going to take you all the way up to the 73 and change level. If we could, you could possibly see that. And these markets do move, rather dramatically. My point here is that we are in a different state than we were in October, then in November of 2016. Now, I don't want to get into the politics because I don't understand it enough. I don't think anybody else does either. But, if the House goes all way to the Democrats, and that's going to affect a lot of things, of course. And if they lose both the House and the Senate, then you probably would see a sell-off in the stock market. So whether that will be the one, let's just take a look at another one here that's been the darling of the market. This is the Amazon. Look at this. I mean, look at Amazon. It can barely make a 3.8 rally, and it starts selling off. These are not bullish charts, boys and girls. That's all I can tell you. So I don't know what this portends on a longer-term basis, but that's what we're watching here. We want to take a quick look here at the Google, another one that doesn't look nearly that bullish. Let's take a look here, and you'll see that that's where we are. So pay attention, folks. It's not going to be easy, but it'll be a lot of fun, as it always is, for sure. We will have Norm Winsky at the break, so if you have any questions, be sure you let us know.
The TAS Profile Scanner Plus, developed by John Logan and his team, is a standalone piece of software that can change the way you trade. Let the TAS Profile Scanner work for you by scanning over 5,000 financial instruments such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner Plus right at TFNN.com. And when you sign up, you gain instant access to John Logan's most recent webinar, How Price, Volume, and Time Make Market Profile So Unique. This hour-long webinar with John Logan will walk you through the most powerful features of the scanner and how you can use it to become a more successful and profitable trader. You pay absolutely nothing for 30 days while you try out this software risk-free. For more information on the TAS Profile Scanner and to get your 30-day free trial today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance, David White's daily market letter, gives you trade recommendations based on David's proprietary power law vector indicator that put the odds of success overwhelmingly in your favor. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price for each stock and option trade. David combines his years of trading experience along with his background in technology and computing to offer his subscribers his take on the markets on a daily basis. Every trading day by 9:30, David publishes his morning issue of The Path of Least Resistance, along with updates sent out throughout the week whenever there is new actionable trading information. All new subscribers receive a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. To sign up for David White's daily trading newsletter right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
All right, folks, I've posted the chart of the Dow Jones. Let's try it again, Billy Ray. I've posted the chart of the E-mini S&P on the 4-hour chart. That gives us 3 months to look at. You'll notice that we made a 3 drive to a top pattern back on the equinox of the day before the equinox in September. We almost made a double top exactly on October the 3rd, which happened to be the anniversary date of, nope, that was September the 3rd, not October the 3rd. Let's review that. I'm going to give you what I think is the wildest guesses for the election. Let's assume that the Republicans sweep the House and sweep the Senate and things get really bullish. You'll notice 2 numbers up here. One's 50 points higher from where we are right now. That's at 2780. But there's another one up there at 2856. That's a 78% level. That's also the ABCD if yesterday's 382 holds. So those are the numbers that you're looking at. Anything above those numbers, anything like at 2900, if the S&P would go up 200 points, is a real game changer. And I've got to get Walter out of the old corral and get him ready to move back into the old desert. So let's pay attention to some of these things because they are going to get very, very exciting. On the downside, should we take out, and believe me, it's also possible because, you know, these are crazy times we live in. If we were to take out that 2600 level, you're looking at an ABCD structure that takes you way down to the 2200 level, which is the longer term objective that we thought we would probably hit in this move before we finally get over. As you can see, it's been bearish since October. We've had some big rallies along the way. We had the big ABCD completing right at the 2600 level. That was on the 28th. That was an easy one to see because you had a beautiful 3 drive to a bottom at that spot. And from there you had a, you know, pretty good rally. So when the emotionalism in these markets gets really big, folks, it really makes you it makes you take heart to see some of these things go on. Regarding the gold, as long as we don't take out that 1340 level, which is let's try it again, Larry, 1240 level in the gold, that's the 78% level. We still have a move to the downside. Sheriff Arpaio is not running. He was going to run for senator, but he didn't get enough votes in the beginning, so he didn't get to do that. But at least he's not in jail. Anyway, we'll see. Arizona will be a good one to watch, but who knows? Folks, Sarah and I, we get to travel. We get to travel to see our friends and students, all over the world, and especially in London, because we have some really great friends there that invite us over, and we visit with them for a week or two at a time. And one of them happens to be really interested in the sports betting that they have in the United Kingdom, and the odds of the Democrats keeping the House is roughly 68%. Now, if that would change, that would be good. However, folks, no, I'm a creative realist, Peak. I'm a creative realist. I just, we live 72 miles from the Mexican border, and it's absolutely, it's just a really nice place where we live up here. We live in 2,500 foot elevation off the desert floor, and it's just a nice place. And we have crime just like any city, but it's nothing really dramatic. And yes, we do have drugs coming in across the border, but the Border Patrol is out there all the time, and they watch it very, very closely. However, let's just get back to the odds makers. The odds makers in London, believe it or not, they make money because they make money off the spread. But when the election was in 2016, it was a 15-to-1 dog. In other words, Mr. Trump was a 15-to-1 underdog, because I think he was like 9 points behind, and they were giving 15 to 1. Brexit was at 11-to-1 up to the last day of Brexit, and then it moved all the way out to 19-to-1. In other words, they would not leave the European Union, and of course, that one really fell out of bed. So just because the bookmakers do something, that doesn't mean very much. It reminds me of the time I was at the racetrack at Santa Anita, and we were with Jack Warner of Warner Brothers with Nate Cohn and Eddie Horowitz, and there was a horse on the board that I liked at 90-to-1, and Nate said that horse has no chance of even finishing the race, and Jack Warner said, "Kid," he said, "I can promise you one thing." He says, "There's not a horse on that track that knows how to read," and that's right, because they just run and they do their best. Anyway, the horse won, by the way, paid $196, and anyway, let's get back to a couple other things. I posted the chart of Facebook. I posted the chart of Microsoft. I posted the chart of Netflix. All of these things are at areas where we've had major support hit on the 28th of October. So that's the one you want to be able to see how it works. Yes, Bobby Knight was a big supporter of President Trump, and he is the king of Indiana, that's for sure. And I happen to know Bobby Knight because his first assistant from Lawrenceville, Indiana, Ron Felling, was in my wedding party. He was one of the best men, so I'd known Ron for a whole long time. And anyway, let's move on to a couple other things. Yeah, well, he has a big, you guys remember Woody, what was his name? Woody Hayes. You remember how he punched one of the opposing players and got knocked out of football? He was equivalent to Lou Saban at back in those days. I don't remember what it was back in the 70s, but he would, he really went the other way. Folks, well, since we're talking about, let me explain to you why Bobby Knight was such a great coach. He won two national championships while he was in Indiana, but the reason why that he was such a good coach is because the kids that went to school in Indiana on scholarships, 85% of them went on to graduate and go into really successful business careers. That's how they did their recruiting. Only 2% of the players ever get to the NBA, so that's how they did the recruiting. And that's right. Yes, he did. Actually, Bobby Knight went to Ohio State. He was a guard at Ohio State when those other guys were there. Anyway, we'll see what we'll move on to the other thing. Okay, let's go on to a couple things here. We've got the break coming up with Mr. Winsky coming up pretty soon. We'll see how he does. Let's take a look here at the hogs here, folks. I'm We made a really nice retracement in hogs last night down to that 61% retracement. So we're taking our profits in that. Cattle did exactly the same thing. Take a look at the cattle market. It was due to go down to 115, and it went right down to the 61% retracement, spot on. Let's just get up here so you can take a quick look at it right before we come to the break, and you'll see it hit it spot on. And so you want to be out of that because that's an ABCD market in a bull market. It's equal to the same move we had during July and September. You could easily look at a place to go long the cows. So who knows? We'll see how that goes on. Let me see someone saying something about Wikipedia. And he went to Ohio State. That's right, because I was Bobby Knight and I happen to be the same age, and that's how I happen to know that. So we'll see. 877-927-6648.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, folks, we're back, and I believe we have Norm. Does he call it to the minute, Winsky, on the line? Norm, are you there?
Yes, sir, Larry. Good morning.
Good morning to you. How did we do yesterday, Norm, on the calls?
Well, I'm going to go over that right now. I got the intraday times up on my screen. Hopefully the folks can see those. And
Okay.
there we go. So here's the times. Just in case somebody missed yesterday. All times are Eastern Standard Time. 11:14 a.m., 11:20 a.m., 11:47 a.m., 11:51 a.m. Those two are only 4 minutes apart, so I combine those and go with the latter time. Then we have 12:56 p.m. and 3:53 p.m. Here's the rules of the game. As I mentioned yesterday, we're going to be using a 1 minute bar chart, use a two handle stop, and if something doesn't work within a few minutes, forget it. As they say back at Joycey, forget about it. You right? There you go, or get out. You right?
Okay.
So there we go. So now we're going to go look at I got the charts here on page 2. Here you go. So the very first one, we just kind of went sideways for, I don't know, about 10 minutes or more, just chopped up and down. And so I would have probably just gotten out for about a break even. So that's what I'm calling that. I'm going to call that one a break even. Number 2, my second time was 11. That was 11:14, 11:20. That was definitely a loser. You would have you buy on the weakness or sell on strength into the times. That went down into my magic time, 11:20. Turned out it wasn't so magic. It had a little bounce and then straight down. So you would have taken the two handle loss on your stop there. Now we're going to go ahead to down here, number 3 and 4, which is the where you have the two together, 11:47, 11:51. The red arrow is the first time. Second red arrow is the second time. I would have just combined the two because they're only 4 minutes apart. And there again, you had would have probably gone short on the rally there at 51, and that just that kept on going. So there's a two handle stop. We're off to a rough start for the day. All right, now we're going to go to number 4. That's 12. Oh, I hope I did this right. I did this in the wee hours there.
No excuses, pal. We take no prisoners here at TFNN.
All right, here I got it now. I understand what I did now. That's where, okay, I couldn't find the right box. All right, down here on the bottom left on number 5, we have my 1256. If you look, I can blow that up or something if you want me to. There's a little spike low there at 1254, and then it just consolidates as a retest of that low over there a few minutes before. And so you would have bought there, and then it started moving higher, and it had caught a nice uptrend, and it actually accelerated a while later, and you had the potential there to make almost, I think it was almost 12 handles. Let's see, you got in at 25 3/4, out at 40 1/2. That's almost one tick short of 15 handles. Well, that's pretty good. That made up for the boo-boos, you know?
Yep.
Now we're over here on number 6. We had the quickie here right on the close. We got in at 353. There you go. It's pulling down into your magic time. And you had a little rally right into the close. And as soon as it breaks the same thing over here on number 5, as soon as you break the uptrend line, you get out. You pull the ripcord. Same thing over here. So you managed to get two handles there on the last one of the day. And here's the summary. So we had one break even, two winners for 16 3/4. And I think there's a typo there. I put a 6 instead of a 5. Sorry about that. And two losers for a -4 for a total net of 12 3/4 handles. So trading one contract. So that came out okay for the day. Not a very good batting average. Usually I do a lot better on my batting average than that. But that's how it all came out. Here's my contact, but we'll be doing that again when we get to the end here. Now we're going to go. Any questions there, Larry, or anybody want to?
No, they're just questions? Asking what's going to happen today, buddy. It's like the restaurant business. We've already been through the appetizers. What do you got for today?
Well, the thing for that is they should contact me, and they can have the entire month of Times and get the free class and the free letters and everything.
Well, then why am I having you on the show here? I'm trying to get some information. People want to make some money, Norm. Go ahead, Norm. Finish up, buddy. I'm just trying to be.
I'm going to switch over now to the other notes, and we were going to review what I said when I was on your show on the 23rd, which was just ahead of a huge date I had where everything was pointing to the 24th. We had a full moon. We had Pluto doing a 248-year cycle. We had my Gann math for the stock market pointing to the 24th based on 13,225 days, which is 115 squared from the August 9th 82 low. It was huge. And so let's see how that worked out. Here's your S&P 500. You might remember that I was calling this a possible black swan day, and we had a bit of a swan dive that day, if you remember, Larry, on the 24th. And it was Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake then, right? Now we go, next one, here's the bonds. The bonds didn't cooperate on that date so much, so it wasn't that great for the bonds. I guess all these dates will get better when I show you some other cycles that came right after that, which actually nailed these turns on the 29th. Here's the, I mentioned because it's Pluto, I'll be looking at the Pluto markets, which are bonds and cocoa. And there's your cocoa. Did have a small one-day high there. You had an opportunity to make a little bit of money there, not much. And here's your hogs. Hogs was, I have to call them this. They bottomed a day or two early, about 2 days earlier. So that's going to be a miss. That's why it's a red arrow. Here's a nice one though, coffee, because Pluto's in Capricorn. I said, let's look at coffee. And that's a real nice top there. Retested the high of the month and popped right back up to the day there. And then we had a nice top for the coffee. Here's your corn. Now we're going to be looking at the lunar markets, the markets that respond to the moon, like your greens. And there is a corn making a low right on the next day. The full moon was that afternoon of the 24th, and the next morning, I think corn made its low on the 25th. Moving on ahead here to the next page, beans not so friendly. They had a little dip there, but that did not hold, and so that was a potential loser. Here's wheat, though. It came down on the 24th and a little bit lower on the 25th, and then that was at the low of the month, I believe. That's below. That's not as low of the month. That was like a low for a couple of months. That was a pretty nice low there in the wheat. Here's your silver. Made a little bit of a top there. And now we're up to gold. Gold topped, made a little, 1 day later with $5 of the high there on the 25th. They didn't top until like the 26th, but only didn't go very much higher, like maybe $5 or so, And here's some other cycles I had. I had a bunch of cycles for the U.S., UST bonds, U.S. dollar. Here's a whole big cluster here for the 25th after the close, 26th after the close, 26th after the close would take you to Monday the 29th. The dollar was not cooperating, although I did do one good thing. I said there was major resistance at the 72 level on the dollar index, 97, sorry, 97, not 70, 97 based on this top over here back in August. And we only went like 20 points past that, and then we rolled over and went down. So that worked out.
We have to pay a few bills. We got to pay a few bills, Norm.
All right, sure.
Okay.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today. Jason Path has just launched his weekly newsletter, The Quantitative Edge, available only at tfnn.com. Right now, you can sign up for Jason's outstanding weekly report, including midweek updates whenever warranted, with a 30-day money-back guarantee included, so you have nothing to risk. risk. Jason develops his trade recommendations by creating an ensemble of predictive and mathematical models trained on data by leveraging a variety of techniques, including market-based computer simulations. Jason then combines these sophisticated predictive and analytical models with deeply researched macro outlooks to identify opportunities in a number of different markets for traders to act on. Whether you're looking to trade futures, equities, commodities like crude oil and gold, forex, or cryptos, Jason covers it all. Sign up for Jason Paff's weekly trading newsletter right now by visiting the front page of TFNN.com, and you'll find the quantitative edge under the newsletters tab. TFNN.com, educating investors. Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour, brought to you by Nadex. Next on TFNN.
Okay, we're back with Norm Winsky of Astrotran. Norm, the folks are asking, we had 3 questions during the break. What's going to happen today?
We're going to get to that in 1 minute.
Oh, okay, you got 1 minute. Go ahead, my friend.
Yes, sir. So we were talking about, when we left, we had these three cycles converging for the U.S. over the Friday the 26th and to Monday the 29th. Let's just take a quick look at the S&P and the T-bonds here at the top of my notes. I'll go back and see if they did anything there. And here we go. Here's your S&P. Aha! The S&P made its low on the 29th. Look at that. There's the bonds. It's made a top right there on the 29th. So that worked out. All right. Let's move ahead now. I get to where we're looking in the future here. Let me see where we're at. There's on page 4 where I was at. Moving ahead here now. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Look at that. Coming events, Larry. What a coincidence. All right. So this morning, the reason I asked to come on your show now, Larry, is because we got lots of stuff going on today and tomorrow and in the near future, the next few days. It's kind of a cluster with there's really kind of 3 big clusters of activity this month. This is the first one, and then there's another one at the end of next week. You'll be interested in this. Both within 1 day apart, Mercury turns retrograde and Venus turns direct at the end of next week. But we'll have to talk about that another time, or the folks might want to contact me. We only have so much time here. So anyway, this morning we have Mercury we're hitting a Mercury cycle here this morning, and that's important for your grain. So, and we're near a new moon. So I think this could be an important window here over the next day or so for the grain. So I'm going to give you kind of a shopping list. What are you looking for when you look at the charts? You want to see markets that go to some sort of extreme here in the next day or so. And then if they go to the extreme with these corresponding to these cycles, these dates, there's a good chance you'll get a reversal. So there you go. There's Mercury, corn, oats, nobody cares, soybeans, stocks, and wheat, of course. And then we also have tonight, here's an interesting thing. Uranus, from the point of view of the Earth, has been going retrograde. It looks like it's going backwards in the sign of Taurus. It's going to go backwards and leave Taurus and go back into Aries for the last time for the next 84 years. So watch out for, as it crosses the beginning of Taurus, you want to watch for cattle, cocoa, coffee, copper, cotton, gold, hogs, soybeans, stocks, and T-bonds are all markets that could be affected by that position. Tonight we also have, that's this afternoon, and you got to give it a day. But tonight we have a small cycle there with the U.S. So there again, stocks, T-bonds, and the dollar. And then tomorrow morning we have the that's a 680. No, that was this morning. We have the new moon in Scorpio, so we want to look at round up the usual suspects, which is grains, financial, and precious metals. And we're running a special on cocoa, hogs, and T-bonds because the new moon is in Scorpio. And then tomorrow, after the close, we have a geocentric from the point of view of the Earth. Jupiter's going to change signs, going to Sagittarius, and that indicates you want to take a look at corn, gold, oil, and stocks. In a minute, I will be looking at some of the charts that we did not look at before. Let's see, that we also have here's a big one here. Jupiter's going to make a 120 degrees angle to the moon's north node. So you want to watch, again, notice a lot of repetition here among these markets. Corn, gold, oats, silver, and stocks. And we have a big U.S. cycle on the afternoon of the 10th. That'll be stocks, T-bonds, U.S. dollar. And then one more late at the end of this week. When's the 12th? Oh, Monday. Sorry, Monday after the close. We have the Saturn is going to do something with Uranus, and that's coffee, copper, and stocks. So here's some of the charts that I have not followed yet. As you earlier you mentioned the cattle. Look at that nice pullback there on the cattle. So you want to keep an eye on that. Uranus is doing a big thing there with Taurus, the bull. You might want to watch cattle. Here, the cotton is kind of stuck in the middle of its range. If it does something dramatic here in the next day or so, you might get a reversal going the other way. Might set up for some kind of big whipsaw. Here's copper. It's been whipsawing back and forth, but right now it's in the middle of its range, so we need the copper to get off the dime there and go to one side or the other. It's stuck in the middle. Now, here's one of the more interesting charts of all these charts I've shown. It's cool, as you indicated. The crude oil is just going down, down, down. That's what we like to see. We're getting to an extreme here. Could be the oil is getting oversold, and we have that indicated, I think, for a couple of days from now when Jupiter changes signs. There we go. I think that's back here after the close of the 7th. So you want to watch the crude oil in about 2 more days for a possible turn. Here's your euro. We got a new moon, and the currencies often will turn on the moon. So there you go. There's a euro up at the top of its channel. So that, unless it breaks out here, it's probably going to roll over here now. And then the dollar would then come back. Okay, I guess we're at the end here now. Did anybody have any questions? Or?
Yes, we have a question. Given the fact that you mentioned Taurus leaving in one of the signs, what do you think that has long-term implications for the stock market?
Might have an implication. I don't know what the long term is, but you might see some effect here over the next couple day or two. I just take things one day at a time.
I understand.
I'm just interested in how we can make money here over the next few days. So
That's a question. Do you have a place where you'll be a buyer or seller of stocks during the election night?
No, I'm not going to trade
one of our.
Night. Not going to trade at night, and I trade based on time. Mr. Gann told us that Gann was the greatest market technician in the 20th century. He told us that time was more important than price. It's all about time.
Well, Norm, I have some news for you. I have a late breaking news here, Norm. Are you ready?
Sure.
They still keep time during the night. The clocks still keep running.
Yeah, but do you want? I don't know. Maybe you like to trade at night. I just that,
Okay, not a problem. Okay,
one ways to make money. You don't. That's kind of I want to trade. The election. That's kind of an ego trip thing. Who cares? Right?
I understood.
We're trying to identify certain things here that we know we know there's a pretty good probability of working. Why go out into some area there where you're not sure?
That makes very good sense to me. We have one other question. How would the folks like to reach you? Could you give us your information?
Absolutely. I offer a free subscription and a free class. Just contact me here. I'm in sunny Naples, Florida at 239-594-3939. There's my email in Winsky. That's WINSKI at embark, EMBARQMAIL.com. There's my Skype address. It's a norm.winsky. Looking forward to help some folks. If you contact me today, I got maybe one day left where I got the free classes. Their individual one-on-one classes probably worth thousands of dollars. My wife says I'm crazy to give away all this information. It's a 6-hour class. You basically get a trader's college education in 6 hours. I got 50 years of studying the markets, including 12 years as a Chicago floor trader. So I'm almost as experienced as Larry. I hope to get to Larry's level someday, you know, right?
One more year and you'll be there. Listen, Norm, thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you again soon, my friend.
Thank you very much for having me on.
You bet.
Looking forward to helping some of your folks.
You bet. Norm Winsky of Astro Trend. We'll be right back, folks. 877-927-6648.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools, as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, folks, I posted the chart of the heating oil. This is when we started the week on. Here we are on Tuesday. We went exactly to that 78% retracement on Monday, folks, at 215.50, and we're now trading at 220. It's rallied 5 cents. The crude oil has certainly only rallied about 70 cents off the bottom, but at least the heating oil has started up. So if you did buy that heating oil, put your stop at your break-even point and let it rip. Who knows that? But we're seeing the same type of situation potentially in the gasoline futures. We also talked about that on Monday. If you go back and look, you'll see that's exactly what we're watching. So there's a chance here that this energy complex could be changing. and it's in the midst of really bad news, of course, coming out of Iran with sanctions and whatever. So watch this, because these are just technical patterns, but when they do start to work, we'll see. Those of you that belong to the 24/7, I will be sending videos and emails out tonight as the election returns start to move, because we will watch it very, very closely. My wife, during the 2016, had a whiteboard with all the electoral votes, and many of the states we had been to together, but there are certain states like North Dakota and Louisiana, Mississippi. We'd never been to Mississippi, so she wanted to know what those symbols meant, and she kept a running total. But with 400 and some seats, we're not going to be doing that, but we'll be watching some of these very closely, because we'll be watching this. Someone's asking a question to send the dates of norms, please, and never showed up in the den. We'll make sure that we get those to you, Maria. If I don't, I'll just get them from Norm, and I'll send them on to you. So listen, folks, don't forget, vote early and vote often. So that's how it works. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks!